Nevertheless, that is what the legislature has enacted, and it's not for him to put himself above that and say that he is not going to enforce the laws. We don't elect people in one part of the state to have veto power over what the entire state decides on these important issues. The Constitution of Florida has vested the veto power in the governor, not in individual state attorneys. And so when you flagrantly violate your oath of office, when you make yourself above the law, you have violated your duty, you have neglected your duty, and you are displaying a lack of competence to be able to perform those duties. And so today we are suspending State Attorney Andrew Warren effective immediately.
Was an announcement that happened just earlier today. They're going to talk about state law, state constitution, whatever. This is Ron DeSantis once again, saying who gives a damn about the law or the Constitution or hypocrisy or whatever. There's this guy, Andrew Warren, the 13th Circuit State Attorney, who has said that in some cases he's not going to go along with the absolutely insane policies and directives of Ron DeSantis when it comes to denying, for instance, trans people the medical care that they seek. DeSantis's efforts to strip away abortion rights and those sorts of things. He's not going to go along with that. And that is literally the only reason that this is happening. The fact that there was cheers there at the end tells you all that you need to know. This is not like an unfortunate action that a state executive needs to take to make sure that the law is followed. This is a celebratory thing. He is delivering for his audience a war against the supposed woke people. He called him woke in this. And like he is just doing it because he sees the path to the White House being paved on the bodies of trans people, of gay people, over CRT and all of that. Like screw people who want to get abortions, who've had those rights their entire lives, Jordan. This is just I don't even know what term to like. I've never seen anything like this before. This is like sort of like a sacrifice being given to that insane radical base of his.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the same guy who just a few weeks ago wouldn't condemn actual open Nazis marching in Florida with homemade signs with swastikas on them made out of the state of Florida. He wouldn't condemn them. But he's really outraged over people getting an abortion or people receiving gender affirming care, and it shows this is the Republican playbook that's spreading nationwide. It's not, hey, we're worried about the size of the government anymore. We're worried about national security, X, Y, and Z. The issues that you had seen popular in the Republican Party, and now it's, how can we demonize and ostracize our perceived other? How can we humiliate our opponents? How can we dehumanize people that we've deemed to be unworthy of participating in society or full humans? And that is disgusting, but it goes beyond this. This isn't where it ends. And that's what people really need to realize. It's not just going to be rhetoric. People are going to continue to accept that, to let that bubble up within them, and that always leads to violence against these marginalized groups. And we need to be diligent in fighting back against this and stopping people like DeSantis and not treating it just like, oh, this is just a difference of opinion on trans rights. We can't both sides this kind of stuff as corporate media likes to do. This isn't an equal, worthy other idea to these people are human and deserve the same rights and protections as everyone else. It's not a counterpoint. It is disgusting, it's dehumanizing, and it's vile. And we need to completely eradicate it from our society.
Yeah, and just briefly, let's also acknowledge that this supposed stance, like if it's not specifically about this attorney or this issue, it is not up to these state attorneys to decide whether they enforce the law or not. That is what they are cloaking themselves with. They're pretending that is unacceptable. Do you really think that that's a consistent standard that they would apply to all issues? I mean, how many times have they raved about sheriffs and stuff like that won't enforce vaccine mandates or social distancing, those sorts of things, gun control mandates? That they love people who won't give out marriage licenses despite same-sex marriage being legalized in individual states. This is not a standard. This is not a principle. They're doing it in this one particular case because they believe it's to their benefit for all the reasons that Jordan so perfectly put there. And if you ever wonder why some of us sometimes are so enraged, it is because this is what we're up against. These people are pure evil. They're willing to ruin people's lives, end people's lives, because it might help them a little bit politically in the future. Because he wants to run and he could really use a little bit of a boost in the primaries or whatever. So if some people are denied the health care that they need, if people's previous rights to abortions are stripped away, they do not care. It is an utterly inhuman, dehumanizing movement that we're up against. And that is why we're enraged, not just about those Republicans, and you should be, which is why some people who might identify as on the left, when they give a complete and utter like decade-long pass to the right, it enrages me because these people are actively targeting some of the most vulnerable communities in America. But that's not going far enough. When you have the Democrats being unwilling to use what power they have to counter these people, to not campaign in a way that gives us the least chance possible of these people staying in power or regaining power in the House or the Senate or the White House, then you should be just as enraged by them. Because it is one thing to have this evil group continually targeting the trans community, the gay community, white people, black people, whatever you want. But they also have so many people giving them an assist when it comes to the Democrats. And so we do need to focus on all of them.